Please. Can we have a rational discussion about this? Hello, Catholic Controversy here. And I'd like to have a rational discussion about the whole video games cause violence argument. I'm not going to talk about the whole guns cause violence argument because there are many other people out there who are much better suited at explaining that than I am. But I have not seen anyone have a reasonable discussion, have anything reasonable to say about the whole video games cause violence argument. Why? Because the people who are given this argument are not specifying which games they're talking about. When people hear the whole video games cause violence argument, what do they immediately jump to? They immediately jump to Pac-Man, Pong, Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, any of those sort of games, and they say, "Oh, if video games cause people to say and do what they imitate in the video games, then we'd be having people stacking Tetris blocks everywhere." That's not what they're talking about. If you're going to be using the video games cause violence argument, specify what games you're talking about, because that's right, you are setting up the straw man argument. You are setting yourselves up to have that straw man argument used against you. And if you do think that all video games cause violence, including those Mario, Pong, Donkey Kong, Tetris, Pac-Man games like those, you're wrong. Quite frankly, you're wrong. Those don't have any violence in them. They don't have anything that could be even imitatable violence in them. And if your argument is nerd rage, no. Here's how nerd rage works, because I am no stranger to nerd rage. Nerd rage is brought on by a frustrating part in the video game, where the person is at a very difficult part and they get very angry at the game. And what do? They throw the controller, they give the TV the finger, and they curse like a sailor for at most a minute. And then the nerd rage is completely gone. Why? Because nerd rage is a very inefficient machine. It only runs so long as there is a constant stream of fuel going into it. And once the fuel is gone, it's gone just like that. Nerd rage stops working, nerd rage is gone. Once you throw the controller, once you give the TV the finger, once you swear like a sailor, nerd rage is gone. People don't go out and kill people over nerd rage. They might break a controller, but they don't kill people over nerd rage. So I'm left to think that you're probably talking about the M-rated violent video games where the main goal is to kill as many people as possible, such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Halo, and Mortal Kombat, and other games like that. Now we can actually have a little talk about this, because to anyone that has a firm grip on reality, they don't do anything. I mean, I would say that I have a pretty firm grip on reality. I know many other people who I would say have a very firm grip on reality. And while I don't play them all the time, I've played them. I have not suffered any ill effects. I know people that play them quite frequently, and they don't suffer any ill effects because they have a firm grip on reality. But they are M-rated games. And just me personally, I don't think anyone should be playing M-rated games until they're at least 13. Because by 13, I would say that you would have a very good firm grip on reality. And if anything else, it's to prevent the annoying 8-year-old Halo kids from getting into the online community. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ask any gamer that plays Halo, Call of Duty, and they'll say that the second most annoying thing in the online community is those annoying 8-year-old kids who just don't shut up, just keep talking about how awesome they are because they're playing Call of Duty, and that is second only to lag, where lag is just where the game just does not work, and that gets very, very angry. That causes a whole lot of frustration and makes them very angry, and that is a form and gives them nerd rage. And here's the thing, that comes down to the parents. We can't blame the video games. If little kids are getting their hands on violent video games, they're getting their hands on Call of Duty, It's not the games, it's the parents. Because if the kid is buying it from any reputable big name business such as GameStop, Target, Best Buy, and the list goes on of those big box stores, they can't buy the game without parental consent or proof of ID to show that they're 17. I know people that work in the business. My best friend works at Target, and he said that it is company policy to ID to just open up the case to get the game, to just get the Call of Duty. He has to ask people for ID in order to just get the game. And he says that he has the little 8-year-old kids come up and say, yes, can you open the case and get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for me? And he'll say, sorry, but I'm going to need to see some ID or get your sorry, but I'm going to have your parents come and say that it's okay for you to have this game. And then they'll say, oh, okay, I'll go get my mom. She's right over there. And then he doesn't see them again. The little kids can't get Call of Duty. They can't get the violent video games without parental consent. Now, let's just, for the sake of argument, let's go to a 17-year-old kid that does not have a firm grip on reality. Let's just go to the worst case scenario, the 17-year-old person that does not have the firm grip on reality. And what do? They listen to some music or they play some video games where the main goal is to go around and kill as many people as possible. They're playing Grand Theft Auto. They're having fun running people over in the car. So what do? They get behind the wheel of the car and they go out and start running people over. Okay, so what's the problem? Is the problem the car? Is the problem the video games? Well, let's go back in time and prevent both of those from ever being created. Let's just prevent video games altogether from being created. Let's prevent cars altogether from being created. And then what does this person do? Well, let's see. They listen to some rap music that talks about going out and shooting cops, and they go out and get a gun and they go out and start shooting cops. So let's take away the music. Let's make sure that there's no music. Well, let's go back in time, prevent music from ever being created. Let's go back in time and prevent guns from ever being created. What does this person do? They watch some violent anime where the main characters are samurai, and you see where this is going. I can go on like this for a while and come back to the same, and it all leads back to the same root cause. That it is the person. The guns, the video games, the swords, the music, the TV, all that, those are just agitators of what was already there. Okay? Those are just triggers. They're just bringing out what was already there. You don't have the firm grip on reality. You see those sort of things, it brings it out of you. Okay? It's not the gun. It's not the video games. It's not any of the media. It's not any of the weapons. It is the person. How do we solve that? I don't know. I just know that it is not the agitators. Please. Let's be reasonable, people. Well, this has been Catholic Controversy, signing off, and may God bless you.